Hi guys, it's Arsh Ellahi, and in today's video I'm going to be doing something slightly different. Normally on my videos I talk about property, I talk about business. Today we're going to be talking about mindset and how by actually adapting our mindset slightly and slowing down we can still achieve the same outcome without the stress, without all the headaches, and believe it or not, we still get the same outcome. So before we do that, I need a small favor from you. If you really like the videos that I put out there, if you really like the channel, please show me some love. Can you please press the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell? Don't be afraid to share this video with your friends. This might actually help some people that you know, or it may resonate with you, and please feel free to share it on your social media. It'll do me a massive favor anyway. So let's get into it. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this, and it's a bit of a story, is because I went out for a run this morning, and I'm not, here's my disclaimer, I'm not a great runner. I can run, I'm not the fastest runner, but I know that I need to run because I love food. And so I went out for a run today, and normally when I go out for a run, I start the run by going really fast. I think if I get out really fast, I'll get myself into momentum. And today I decided that normally when I run at circa between an 8 and an 8.5 minute mile. Now today I said to myself, I wanted to run 10 miles. And I thought if I run 8 to 8.5 minute mile, I'm going to be really tired. And normally what happens is that I run 8 to 8.5 minute mile, perhaps for the first 3-4 miles. Then I find that myself tailoring off, and I get slower as I get tired because I've probably burnt out at the start. Now stay with me. Now what I said to myself today when I went out on the run is that instead of starting at 8 or 8.5 minute mile, because let's face it, when we're all fresh, we all want to run, or we all want to start as quick as we can, so I said to myself today, I'm going to, instead of starting off at 8.5 minute mile, I'm actually going to start off at circa 9.5 minute mile. So somewhere between 9:20 and 9:45, which meant that I was quite a bit slower than what I would normally do. And the rationale behind this, or the reason behind this, is that I wanted to run 10 miles and I wanted to run a consistent 10 miles. Now, if you're training for any kind of event, I would seriously suggest that you take this on board. And we can also adapt this theory, whether you're lifting weights, whether you're going along in business, whether you're running. This strategy works for all of it. So take note. So I started off at approximately 9.5 minute miles. So I fluctuated anywhere between 9:20 and 9:45. And I'll show the screenshot now. So you can see that on my screen, my mile by mile basis, or you can see the mile segments, that they were very consistent. And what I said to myself is that I wanted to stay consistent throughout the whole 10 miles. Now, what did I learn from this? Because this is a key takeaway. Number one is that if I started faster and do what I normally do, I would have still finished roughly around the same kind of time. My time for approximately a half marathon is around 1 hour 50. Around that, 150, 155, sometimes slightly under, so within that region. Now, if I carried on running at the pace that I was going to run at, I would have still come in roughly around the 155 mark. And that is just being consistent. And I found that I was running at a consistent pace. I found it easier to run at a consistent pace as opposed to burn out at the start, then having to recover, then recoup and go again. And the same goes for business. Now, I'm going to actually, before we go into the business part, how many times have you been to the gym and you've got onto that machine and instinctively, you go and put on a heavier weight? And you think, oh, I'm going to lift a heavy weight. Now, all men do this. I don't know why, but all men do this. I'm guilty of it myself. And you go in straight away, you put it on 50 kg, you think, oh, I'm going to lift 50 kg. The reality is that you're not actually doing yourself any favors by doing that. Yes, you'll get through by pushing the 50 kg. And I don't know why I did the action there, but I did. But the reality is that you'll probably actually, yes, you'll push through, but the quality of the rep that you've done won't be great. So the technique won't be great. The form won't be great. Would you rather lower the weight to say 30 kg and actually push out better reps and perhaps more reps? So instead of doing 5 50 kg reps, you could in actual fact do 10 30 kg reps, and your body will reap the rewards from that far greater than if you were to do 5 50 kgs. Now, if you're doing 5 50 kg and your form is perfect, then feel free to do those. But for me, it was about consistency. I know that if I was to go to the gym, I'd rather lift a lower or a lighter weight and know that I can do more of them so that I can feel that burn, I can feel that pump. So stay with me here. Now, from a business side, what did this teach me? I was running and I was thinking about all these things, thinking, you know what, to be fair, when I go to work, I sometimes running around like a headless chicken, trying to do so many things at such a speed. But in actual fact, am I doing myself justice? Because in actual fact, yes, I may have done 10 things, but have I done 10 things badly? However, if I slowed down and thought about it, and in actual fact, trying to do 10 quick things, concentrated on 5 things, but put more effort into them, would I be more successful, or would I have got a better return? And the answer is yes. An example being is that I'm doing a deal at the moment with the solicitor, in actual fact, I've been pushing him to try and get a deal completed within the space of 2 weeks. The reality is that the deal needs approximately 4 to 6 weeks. But I've been pushing for 2 weeks, which means that we're compromising on certain things. We're compromising on potentially asking the right questions, doing the full due diligence on the inquiries, going through and doing all the checks on the property. Now, ultimately, there will be mistakes. Ultimately, there'll be things that we've missed out. And could this be a costly mistake? Potentially. Now, hopefully, with my years of wisdom, been in property 20 odd years, so I kind of know what we're looking for. I'd like to think that we're not going to miss stuff, but ultimately, I'm just using this as one example. Think about this when you've gone to properties, things that you've been in and out of properties, you've missed stuff. So another example could be that you go to a viewing and you're in and out of that viewing within the space of 5 to 10 minutes. You've not really scoped the property, you've purchased the property, and then when you bought it, in actual fact, you've started to notice other things that you should have picked up on the viewing. And as a result, this is now costing you money. So the whole theme about the video and the whole message that I'm trying to portray here is just slow it down. Slow it down, and as a result, you'll find that things start to happen for you and the results will still remain the same. And going back to the example, when you buy that property, instead of being in the property for 10 minutes, why don't you factor in that you're going to be in that property for 30 minutes? And in that 30 minutes, you're going to look and convey everything that's wrong and everything that's right with that property, so that when you then purchase that property, you're not having to worry about, oh, I didn't notice that leak in the roof, therefore we're going to have to replace or repair the roof. Does that make sense? The goal has remained the same. You've purchased the property. The only difference being is that you'll spend less on the refurb as a result of your thorough research at the start. And the same goes with running. The same goes with you in the gym. Slow it down. Choose a lighter weight. Do more reps. And I'm not, I don't proclaim to be a fitness god, or I don't proclaim to be anywhere shape of a fitness expert. I'm just talking about my experience of what I'm finding with my training. And I'm finding that by doing it at a slower pace, I'm enjoying it more. I'm able to go a further distance, and I'm finding that I'm not having to recover. So in my previous running, I would be going up really fast, coming down on a decline where I'm trying to recover, up, down, and so the curve goes like that. Whereas what I'm doing, in actual fact, I'm literally going like that. And I've learned this technique with swimming as well. You know, you see lots of people that swim really, really fast, whereas what I'm trying to do is get into a groove, and in actual fact, glide through the water. I know this sounds like a really random YouTube video, but the fact is that we will all still get to the same destination, but some will get there by having made mistakes. Some will get there by doing all the right due diligence because they've taken their time to do that to go through that process. So apologies if you found this a bit of a rant. I found it really interesting because when I looked at the stats, I thought, well, in actual fact, if I ran how I normally run, I would have got here at this time. By doing it slower but at a more consistent pace, I've still got to the end destination approximately near enough the same time. So guys, as always, if you want more free content, normally it's business related content, you can check out a podcast that I release every Tuesday at 6 a.m. It's called The Property Rebel. You can find it on all podcast stores, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, just to name a few. As well as that, you can find me on social media networks, so you can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram and Twitter. Feel free to reach out to me under the handles of Arsh Ellahi. Always happy to have a chat. And then finally, if you haven't already done so, download the Property Investor app. It's the UK's first property investment platform, which showcases all kinds of deals all across the UK. So whether that be a below market value deal, a rent-to-rent deal, a lease option deal, service accommodation deal. We've got them all there. We've got approximately 200 units or 200 different styles of properties on the app. Go and check it out. You can go to our website, which is propertyinvestorapp.co.uk, or you can go to the App Store and type in Property Investor. It takes 2 minutes to register and download, and you'll see all these deals in the palm of your hand. And the beautiful thing is it's absolutely free for you to do that. So hopefully you've taken something away from this video. As always, if I can ask you to please press the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell. And I look forward to speaking to you all very soon. Thank you and bye-bye.